Welcome to another invigorating installment of Between Two Mics. I'm Shane, and very
And
happy
I'm
to have
Michael.
you here. Nope, we're just moving. I'm not letting you have the stick anymore.
The best part is, out of the three of us, you are below us, so it is actually between two mics.
Well, we're not going to talk about things that are below people. It's not Doc Day.
I was going to say you need to
Michael!
trim a little bit. The beard's tickling me a little.
Ooh, spicy.
Okay, well, we're going to get you some Franks and Beans for the end of the episode so you can celebrate proper there, my Canadian friend. But yes, we are the three glorious hosts of the Disinformed podcast. I'm Shane.
And I'm Doc.
And I'm Michael.
There we go. That's right. And, of course, we present random esoteric nonsense to all of you masses every single wonderful week with our podcast, the Disinformed Podcast. You can check it out anywhere disreputable material escapes. But what we do here on the Tubes of You is we like to have a little banter post-show, a little decompression moment, and we occasionally talk about fun things that popped up over the course of the show. And one of them I'm going to display because Michael has not seen the glorious insurrection of Shane McMahon's thigh. So, are you ready?
Yes.
I
Bit of a delayed reaction.
Well, because I thought you said
ready.
I thought it was Vince McMahon, but
No. Vince McMahon did both quads. This is
okay.
Shane McMahon's version.
Okay,
so it's
got
version
it.
2.0 of that
Ooh.
same particular incident. But
He gets some good air, though.
now I will say, so Vince McMahon's was worse because he did it. He was just sliding under the bottom rope to get into the ring, and both quads blew.
Yeah.
But-
So
But
And he
Vince,
just sat there.
but Vince did it better. Yeah, but that's exactly right. He went in the corner. He still did the pissed off thing. He kept character. He did it better. Where Shane's like rolling around and he's just out of it.
Just
Well,
we're gonna
let's
watch
see it.
it.
Let's see it.
for God's sakes, man. Must you
Dag
always
nabbit.
spoil everything before we get to the clock? Well, I guess I answered my own question.
Oh, Michael. I'm sorry.
I suppose there's going to be a dock in your pay after this evening.
Oh,
but
no.
Here we go. Here we are. Prepare for all the glory that is. And I'm going to do this in there. So, Great Leapfrog. Except.
Oh.
Yeah. Just not good. Let's see it again. Just cuz.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah. Just
He was wrestling with himself.
Oh, it's so painful to watch. Like as somebody with a bad knee, just it's like I get phantom pains happening there just thinking about how painful that must be.
Just,
my
you
hip.
know, rip your quad off of the bone while you leap. It's a wonderful way to go. But yeah, we're not going to do the full thing. If you want to investigate on your own, Michael, because yeah, Snoop Dogg throws a nasty right hook in the course of the follow-up to that. It's a
And
delightful time.
Goes about, setting up the people's elbow.
He's a fan.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg. He saved the show in some ways. Ah, very nice.
Ooh, Zevia.
So as of recording, not when this gets posted, but as of recording, does anybody know what tomorrow is?
Doc Day?
No, that's 7/6. Well, for those uninformed,
I was going to
tomorrow
say.
is Canada Day.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah.
Oh,
What do you mean? Oh, like what's that face about, Michael?
Canada!
oh, Michael.
From
Guys.
Canada!
Oh, Canada.
Oh,
Our home and
Canada.
native land.
Mm-hmm. I
True
stand on
patriot
guard for
love.
these. Yeah.
Well, all right. I guess I'll celebrate by not fighting a war. But
Well, if you go to the grocery store and they have
You'll
cheese curds, get some gravy, get some cheese curds, some French fries, make yourself a little poutine at home.
it's what happened with your mom on Doc Day, as I recall.
Oh, for God's sakes! I've tried.
We're going to go to, because Michael teased this last week, and we simply have not done this enough, but we are going to delve into Chuck Klosterman's fabled Supertheticals this evening.
Ooh.
We haven't done one of these with Doc proper, and
Yeah.
so we're
Oh,
going
that's
to
right.
do an official initiation this evening. And when I looked at this card, it was so picture perfect for what we are going to be talking
Oh,
about. And for those
man.
of you who enjoyed the show this week, our episode where we talked about Schmedley Butler Part 2, we're going to envision a hypothetical person here, friends. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This person is a stranger who looks like a younger version of your mother and acts like a younger version of your father.
Okay.
Are we ready for the Superthetical?
Okay, yeah.
Sure.
Okay. You're walking down a city street on a warm, sunny afternoon. You're celebrating the birth of Canada. You're in a great mood, but in an instant, everything changes. The sky turns an ominous shade of purple. The darkening clouds churn as the wind increases, and the temperature drops 20 degrees. You hear strange noises, almost as if unseen people are moaning in the distance. You smell something acrid that you've never smelled before. The strangers around you start to get nervous, and a few begin to panic. The imagined person suddenly appears in front of you, looks directly into your eyes, and says, "Come with me now. There is no time to discuss what's happening. You just have to trust me." The superthetical question: do you follow this person? Now, given that we've thrown Doc a bit of a curveball here, understandably, I'm going to go with Michael first, which was never a good idea, but I'm still going to go anyway. Michael, would you follow this person?
Well, I'm already in a weird scenario going on with. So this isn't a hallucination. It is
not.
everyone else is also seeing what I'm seeing.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Then something is either we're all tripping on some gas, and in which case, let's go. Like there's a gas leak or something, or I'm apparently a hero that needs to save the day. In which case, take me. I'm ready to go.
I love that your immediate reaction to this is the Jesse Ventura of it. This is obviously some sort of conspiracy. I don't trust my eyes. It's got to be some sort of government-released gas. It's making me hallucinate these giant tentacular orbs gonna float out of the sky and take me up into the air and transport me immediately to the Baja.
I mean, if that's where they need to take me, I'm ready.
It's basically we're giving the Terminator "come with me if you want to live" line from somebody who is essentially, presumably, someone who gave birth to you, maybe. But who knows? But so no further speculation there. You're just saying either you think you've been hit with some bad gas, or you're a hero that's going to save something from someone somewhere.
I am suddenly needed, and I've never thought to be needed before.
What if you have to traverse the back rooms and fight the Black Blur?
Well, at least I died trying.
Okay.
All right. I appreciate that can-do attitude of yours, but all right. Again, I've proven it's always the best practice to start with Michael. Doc, for your first foray here into a superthetical.
Well, so we said that they would act like a younger version of our father.
Mm-hmm.
So I subbed in my stepdad for this because I don't know what my dad would act like.
I mean,
Fair.
you could have
doesn't
subbed in
sound-
your father and the person that actually didn't show up.
I was.
Oh, touche, touche,
God, dang it.
touche.
You made the
And
joke before I did. Come on.
Yeah, that's fair.
but it doesn't sound like there's too much of like the behavior being demonstrated here as they just pop out, give me one line.
Mhm.
So it looks like I pretty much have to go just based off looks. And my mother and I are remarkably similarly looking. Like, I look very much like she did when she was young. So I be looking at like a female version of myself, essentially, just because we are quite a bit
Indeed.
alike.
In a Sears catalog.
Yeah. So I think to answer the question, I think I would go with, because I'd be curious about what's going on with this scent that's in the air happening. Everybody else is kind of freaking out, so I'd be like, what the hell's just happening? And somebody that pops out that looks remarkably like me is saying, let's go. I think I just have to go with the trustworthy face.
And beat it.
Just
Yes,
beat
I
it.
would beat it. Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes. Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Panama.
Oh, Panama.
We could have stuck with Canada, and it would have been perfectly fine.
Ooh, there you go.
But Panama is where actually Doc, happened.
Yes.
The Doc event.
That's right.
It's like some inescapable event that always occurs. The Doc event.
Well, and since we were talking about you being a startling, rendition of your mother as a male here, the androgyny domine of the whole thing, we were going to talk about the fact that we've, at least you particularly, felt that Mrs. Doubtfire was the face that launched 1,000 ships, but do we not want to go into that? Okay, I forgot we're on YouTube. All right, moving on. As somebody who has both read a significant amount of apocalyptic literature and has seen a plethora of films, this is just completely up my alley. Now, one, I know what that acrid smell is. In spite of the fact they say I've never smelt it before, I definitely smelt it. And I don't concur that he who smelt it dealt it, but...
Brimstone, right?
No, I'm just thinking of, whatever could be trickling down somebody's thighs or inside fingers.
Oh God, you think it's that? Oh,
I'm thinking of the bloodborne of it all, so that suddenly the sky is just going to crack open and some weird amniotic sack's going to just descend a giant bad baby into the middle of this Canadian city.
So would you go with Mom or would you run?
Oh, here's the thing. Now it says it looks like my young mother behaves like my young father, so at this point, this means that my young mother would be driving up in a stolen automobile, having siphoned gasoline out of somebody else's vehicle in order to get there, would probably have a shotgun in tow and would say, I just shot 3 people to get here, to get to you. We got to get out of here. Like that I turned my mom into Hulk Hogan. I'm just anything I can do not to be Jesse Ventura right now. But, no, absolutely. I think I would go with this wild-eyed and obviously, crazed individual who wants to save me from the descending placenta. I'm getting out of here.
I like the descending placenta. Like, this whole thing is, I like the tale you've woven here. I also like that, although we all took different journeys to get there, it sounds like we all decided to go with.
Here's the thing. This doesn't sound like a good time. None of the depiction of the circumstances we're being presented with do I think I want to pull up a chair and see what the hell happens here. Anything that would precipitate one having a noxious odor that is pervasive in a large scale, that doesn't bode well, regardless of whatever the hell it is.
But if it's going to happen, I'd rather be in the know, which is why I'd go with, because I'm like, if the smell's going to be there, I'd rather not be one of those like other strangers that's just panicking, but like, oh, I don't know what's happening. It's like, no, I want to be in the know. I want to be in the room.
See, to me, the description of this, this whole preamble made me feel like this is probably what a police officer felt like in downtown DC on January 6th, 2021. Like that, this sounds to me like if you just paid attention to the smell that was descending and watched the storm clouds that were starting to accumulate before baby Hans placenta dropped out of the sky, you would have saved yourself. You would have gotten the hell out of Dodge.
Come with me if you want to live.
That half of the senators and other House representatives that you saved would deny that they were imperiled later on. I mean, there's so many lessons to be learned, and so as I'm reading this sounds like, again, you're gonna have a bad time. Don't stick around. You don't want to Rick and Morty this and just wind up covered in amniotic fluid, burping constantly, and desperately craving pickles, which is how most of my evenings wind up anyway.
I was going to say, I could go for pickles right now, actually.
My wife actually had what she termed as the most delicious sandwich she has ever eaten. And it was where she told the good folks over at the Jersey Mike's to put as many pickles as humanly possible onto her sandwich. And apparently this person took that as a challenge.
There you
So
go.
there was a puddle of pickle juice under the sandwich, which she said was really great, but it made the bread soggy.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
At the grocery store out in Austin, actually, I have it on the shelf right there, just behind me. Pickle Potion number 9. They sell like bottled pickle juice.
Why is that
Sandra
in your
Bullock,
liquor cabinet?
you want to add some to a beverage? You know,
goes good with tequila. That's a true
News
story.
to me.
Pickle juice and tequila.
Mr. Craft Beer back here apparently has never tried pickle juice and tequila. A real pioneer of the palate, this guy. He's like, I made my peanut butter stout that I took across 4 states lines.
Well, I will say that I've had pickle flavored beer. I've had a pickle sour, several pickle sours actually.
You look like somebody who's had a pickle sour.
I'm a pickled sour, yes.
Then why do you sound so surprised by like the combination of pickle juice and tequila?
Well,
like,
I'm not surprised. I'd never heard of it before, so I was like, okay.
Don't act so surprised, Your Highness. You're not on any mercy mission this time. You're wearing an X-Wing shirt. I had to do something.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
These aren't the droids you're looking for. And this is certainly not the show you're looking for, I guarantee it. But, well, thank you. I'm glad we all survived this very sort of tempestuous and dangerous eldritch affair that was this week's Superthetical. Again, our thanks, as always, to the glorious Chuck Klosterman. I am going to give credit because, at some point we're going to get that sponsor, like a good mythical more. Going to wait for Chuck to actually reach out and offer us some, drugs, sex, and Cocoa Puffs. But
Good
maybe,
stuff.
Possibly.
Fingers crossed.
And other things, apparently. Happy Doc Day. But to all of you out there, we hope that you enjoy. And if you did have fun with us here this evening, Michael has got some very Tyrannosaurus Rex limbed instructions for you.
I'm mirrored, so I always have to remember which hand I gesture with, and so that's why I always do the shoulder shimmy right before.
Yep, you're like Stonewall Jackson. You got to pick a hand.
And speaking of that hand, you can take that whole arm and smash that like button, ring the bell, hit subscribe, set phasers to engage, and leave a comment.
Tell us which favorite of the pick a hand segments from Rob Van Dam or Stonewall Jackson that you were fond of.
All of them. They all left me happy inside.
It's a bit too esoteric, apparently. Here we go. But, of course, if you enjoyed, there are myriad ways that you can show us, and obviously, we want you to do so. And, of course, go seek out the podcast if you're inclined. We've got new shows winging your way every lovely Monday morning, in addition to glorious stuff here on the Tubes of You every fantastic Friday, so you can find us wherever you'd like, whenever you like. There is a slew of material for you to go through in the archives. 201 episodes, 202 episodes strong now that we've gone through the podcast, and we are cresting into 100 episodes of Disinformed After Dark, which that's going to be pretty monumental. And speaking of, losing arms, we can harken back to episode 1 where we had a gorilla that was rending limbs off of football players, and now it's Stonewall Jackson having arms relieved from his person.
It's arms all the way down.
Yes. And Andrew Jackson's jihad, apparently. But I think we are going to finally wrap this thing up this evening, and thank you all for being here. Our best wishes to Shane McMahon on a not-so-speedy recovery. It's been a few months, but I hope those quads are holding up on you, brother. As a man, unfortunately, several of my friends in high school referred to me as Shane O'Mac against my wishes. Because, yes, we have a name in common. That's just about it.
Oof.
I don't trust McMahon. But I think that's going to finally wrap this rascal up properly, like a good Doc Day should. And so for all of us here at Disinformed After Doc, we're going to send you
Nice.
a lovely evening for Disinformed After Dark this week. I am Kenton Eldorado.
And I'm Leroy Cherry.
Bing.
And I'm Robert Greer. And zippity zoop, we're out of here.